Hi there. Yes, I know I need a haircut. That's going to happen soon, today maybe. But thinking back on handkerchief brass horn days, we had so much fun back in those days. We also had, in those days, in Terrytown, we had the Premier Theater, the Westchester Premier Theater, which was fabulous. We saw so many great acts there. I saw Sinatra there a few times. I saw Sinatra with Dean Martin there. Uh, Rodney Dangerfield. I saw Gladys Knight and the Pips. We saw a lot of great shows there. And so one night, I had tickets on a Wednesday night for Sergio Franchi. So the night before the show, I'm tending bar, and this friend comes in. His name is Phil. He's a financial advisor, and he's a member of the Kisco Country Club, and he's had me out playing golf with him a few times. He's a great guy. He's one of those guys that doesn't go anywhere without looking sharp. He's always dressed in a suit and tie, and he looks fabulous. He's just a good-looking guy. And he's as charismatic as you can imagine. So he comes in and he's having a drink with me, and he says, "All right," he says, "I got to go." He said, "But I'll stop here tomorrow night." I see. I said, "No." I said, "Phil, wait." I said, "I'm not going to be here tomorrow night." I said, we're a bunch of us are going down to see Sergio Franchi at the theater in Westchester." He says, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, wait a minute." He says, "You're going down to the Westchester?" I said, "Yeah." He says, "Oh my God." He says, "Sergio's a good friend of mine. Plus he's my client. I take care of him financially." And he says, "What time you go?" I said, "Well, the show is 8 o'clock." He says, "Tell you what," he says, "get there at 7 and have a drink at the bar and wait for me at the bar, and I'll meet you there, and I'll take you back to meet Sergio before the show." So he tells me that, and now I'm pumped. I'm like a Fern Gully ferry floating off the ground. So and that night we were going. Cindy, who wasn't my wife yet, we were going out, but we were going to the show the following night with Butch Conti and Lenore, and another couple from Beverly Hills, Leonardo. So the six of us were going. So I got to call Butch right away. Tell him we're going to meet Sergio. We're going to meet Sergio, and me and my big mouth, right? So we're all excited. The following night comes. We're sitting down there in the bar waiting for my buddy Phil, who doesn't show up. Now they're flashing the lights. It's time to go in to see the show, and I'm bummed out. I want to jump off the Tappan Zee Bridge. Yeah, but the low end. But still, so we go in there, and I'm kind of sad. Now the way the show was set up that night, his opening act, Sergio's opening act, was Caterina Valente, and she did the whole first part of the show. And then there was an intermission. She was done, and after the intermission, Sergio was going to come on and sing and close out the show. So I'm sitting through Caterina, but I'm so aggravated with myself for letting my emotions run away with me and turn into a bragging idiot. But all right, so the first half of the show is over, and the lights come on. People are going outside for a smoke or a drink, and we're sitting there, and all of a sudden I feel a tap on my shoulder, and it's my buddy Phil. And he goes, "Hank, I'm sorry, I got hung up at the office, blah, blah, blah." He says, "But Sergio's coming on now. Don't move. After the show, I'm going to take you down. We're going to go into the dressing room." So we watch the show, and it's a great show. And true to his word, Phil comes down right after the show and grabs us and sneaks us through a doorway in a hallway, and we get into Sergio's dressing room, which is actually a suite of rooms. There was one room there that had a piano in it. It had a small bar with a bartender, and there was 10 or 15 other people just milling around waiting. Sergio supposedly was in the next little room where I guess it was the actual dressing room where the guy might change his clothes. Anyway, he comes out 5-10 minutes later, and he's with Robert Merrill, the opera singer. So we're going, "Oh my God, this is fantastic." So we're sitting there, and he's going around talking to everybody. He finally gets over to our little group, and he's talking, and Sergio, we're telling him how much we enjoyed the show, but he's not having any of it. He's fascinated with Butch Conti's necklace. Now, Butch is wearing a gold necklace with a flexible gold fish on it, obviously. And it's really a fascinating thing to look at. But Sergio went ballistic. He loved it. Never seen anything like it. He couldn't stop talking about it. So Butch, being Butch, he wants to give it to him. Here, he's ready to give it to him. Sergio's going, "No, I can't take it. I can't take it." But it's such a pleasure meeting him, and it was so much fun. And I think about that and that necklace. Now, when we're leaving that night, it's an hour and a half after the show, and we're ushered out through the outside door off the dressing room, down a metal flight of stairs to the parking lot. And as I say, it's almost 2 hours after the show, and we're looking down at the stairs, and at the bottom of the stairs, there's groupies. Okay, granted, they're like silver-haired ladies, but they're still groupies, and so they're standing down there, maybe waiting to catch a glimpse of Sergio. So finally, we're walking down, the six of us plus Phil. We're walking down, and one of the ladies says, "Did you meet him? Did you get to see him?" And Phil says, "See him. We see him all the time." And she says, "Why? Are you somebody famous?" He says, "No, I'm not." But then he's pointing to me, and he's going, "But this is Henri, Sergio's hairdresser." "Oh my God! Can you sign my playbill? Sign my playbill." Anyway, it was a great night, and we loved the theater, and we miss it. That was a great night.